Happy Thursday! Welcome to tonight's Team Zoom. It is officially December. I don't know how the heck it's December, but we're going to dive into all the things. We're going over mindset conversations and answering you guys' questions. So earlier in the week, I asked you guys to submit questions. So I took those questions and I took some notes and decided to kind of go over it. We're going to discuss it. Tonight is kind of be like not me just sitting here talking, but us, not me training you, but we're talking and we're going through the things and we're going to discuss what works for you guys and what doesn't work and all the things. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get started. Okay. Every time I see this little diamond, I get so excited. Like I get goosebumps. I get giddy. It's so funny. And it's like just so cute and like the perfect color. Okay. Shout out so far to everybody who has helped a friend this month. Natasha has, I have Caitlin Ellingsworth, Christy, and Michelle Wright. Congrats, ladies. It is still early in the month. We are getting some free resets in some hands and helping people stay healthy through the holidays. So kudos to you. We still have so much work to be done to do. And we're not even halfway through the month. So I'm excited. And just so y'all know, the month of December, it still continues on. We still have $1 memberships all month long, free resets for people who are doing 100 PV orders or more. And we still have the holiday cash going on. So if you help 4 friends, you're getting $200 holiday cash. If you help 8 friends, you're getting a $400 holiday cash bonus. So those bonuses are on top of what we're already paid. Okay. So set a goal and do for it. Okay, so we usually do coffee on Friday mornings. I cannot make it tomorrow, but I think Ashley said she wanted to go, and I think maybe Caitlin was going to go. Does anybody else plan on going? Because I just want to make sure. So if somebody wants to go, they can go. I mean, you can go, but
I
all
do
right.
not think I will make it. I have to make my cookies.
Oh, it's okay. No, it's totally fine. Yeah, we have our cookie hangout tomorrow night. So I have to take my car
No.
for service again. So I will be doing that. But we
I
will.
also don't know that I will be there because my car needs to go through inspection and Jeremy's going to take it, and that means my car seats are gone.
Okay. No, that's totally fine. Okay, so tomorrow we will just worry about our cookie hangout, which I'm so excited for. I still have stuff in the oven. So no coffee tomorrow, just our cookie hangout, which is at Michelle's house. I forgot to put the graphic up here. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Come, come, come. It's gonna be lots of fun. Okay, so let's dive in. So tonight's talking points, we're going over the questions that you guys asked. We're gonna talk about some conversations and we're gonna talk about mindset. Mindset's my favorite. Okay, so one question that we had was, how do you follow up without being that girl? And I feel like we all try to not be that girl. So my biggest thing when I follow up is I try to be human. And I will always go back to the example of if you run into somebody at the grocery store, are they scared to talk to you or are they running up to you and saying, "Hey girl," like personally for me, I don't feel like I have a problem with anybody trying to avoid me. And honestly, they bring it up themselves. Like they bring up the plexus on their own because I don't have to, because it's constantly on their mind of what I do. And it's almost like a guilty conscience. So be human. Don't blow them up. Like think about when you first started. How did your sponsor follow up with you? Because I know that your sponsor, your friend who helped you get started, did not just ask you one time and then you joined and you were a unicorn. Like, I know that's not what happened. It probably took several times. So think back to, how did that friend follow up with you? I tried not to be very formal. I try to be funny. I tried to make this fun, and sending GIFs is my favorite thing. And I'm just like, "Hi, me again. Me again. I'm gonna message you about this. We're gonna talk about this. I want them to let it be known. Like, I know what we're doing here, but we're also gonna be friends." Does anybody else have any advice, questions, tips on this topic?
When I do 2 follow-ups, usually by the third one, I like to send a voice memo because I think that voice memo kind of like breaks the ice of being that girl.
Mhm.
And then by that third time, that was part of my question, like, where do I go after that? But that's my advice of like not being that girl, voice memos.
Absolutely. I love that. And it's true because when you send a voice message, you become curious. They want to hear. And when they hear the your voice, it's just a different relationship with that person. And it's so true.
And you're like saying their name so they know that it's not just like a copy and paste thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. We all want to be heard. We all want to be
Yeah.
like known that we're not just being sold to. Nobody wants to be that person. Anybody else?
Yeah, this was my question, but because I asked Jess this, because I was tired of messaging people and saying like, "Hey, just want to follow up. Do you have any questions about the card I sent you? Do you have any questions about the information?" Like I was sick of doing that. It didn't feel right. It felt icky to me, and they weren't responding to me. So that's when she was like, "Just send like a funny GIF and like go from there." And I actually had one girl, she was ghosting me forever. Like she was interested. We talked about triplex. She wanted to do it. I sent her a cart, literally stopped responding to me. I would follow up with her. I would let her know about the deals. Like I was constantly following up. As soon as I sent that GIF, she said, "Oh, hi." And then I was like, so then I just sent her a voice message too. That's another thing I agree, like sending voice message. And I just like called it out. Like I was like, "I know you know why I'm here. Like, why are you ghosting me? What's up? Like, where's your head at? I just want to like, kind of just see where you're at with everything." So yeah, it doesn't always have to be like businessy. It can just be like casual. It can be even calling them out and being like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you responding to me?" So yeah.
Exactly. Yep. I love all of those. And voice messages and GIFs are always going to be it. Just remember to be human. Don't be a Plexus salesperson. Be human. How do you want somebody to message you? Okay, next. All right. So what do you say to get people to share? You say that you have no choice, but how are you coming about it to make them follow through? So here are a few things that I wanted to discuss. I put my notes down there so I would remember because I was doing a million things today. So at this point, they are probably a VIP and you want to help them to go silver to share with one person. So what are we doing to get them to share? Personally, for me, I approach each person differently. I'm not ever going to say that I use one script or one thing on every single person because every single person is different. Everybody has different personalities. So this is where you have to use your judgment. What is it that excites this person? Is it money? Is it incentives? Is it prizes? Is it helping others? Like you have to know this person. And that's a big thing with this is like we're not just gathering all of our people and just saying go share. No, we're building relationships with people. I was having a conversation with Danny earlier tonight and I said we want to build a community of besties. A community of all of our best friends that all want the same thing, that we all want to be healthier and help others and make good money and stay home and just have a better life. We all just want to be better. So each person that I'm talking to, I'm figuring out what is it that excites them. If they're not excited about the money, okay, well, would you be excited about earning a cruise? Oh, okay, that does excite you. Okay, well, let's talk about that. And I pull back the layers. So, number one, like, are they having the conversation? Are they open to hearing me or are they just shutting me out? Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to match your energy. If you're being short with me, I'm not pouring my energy into you because I've got people to help. If you guys are on the Zoom, I'm pouring into you. If somebody doesn't want to take the time, the effort, and all the things, and they still want to ask questions and not be on the Zooms, I'm going to match your energy and I'm going to show up for you guys, but not for the people who don't want to show up for me, for my time to listen to my advice. So are you coachable? And then also how you deliver the questions. It's all about your confidence. Like whenever I am talking to somebody, they know confidently, not just because of my success and how long I've been doing this, but I can guarantee that when somebody wants to ask me a question, I'm going to deliver it with confidence. And I'm going to let them know that this is Plexus. I am here for the long haul. And this is the shit. Like this is the shit. I want every single person to, when you have a conversation with somebody about the business, I want them to be as excited as you are because you know what we have is absolutely incredible because it truly, truly is. And if you don't know that yet, you need to go and build your belief. You need to go watch training videos, Diamond Docs. Like it comes off as how you're delivering it with your confidence. So if you're kind of like, oh, if you want to share, well, they're not going to be excited to share because you're not very confident about bringing it up to them and talking to them about it. And is this person also self-motivated? So I feel like we have to truly be picky with who we are asking people to share. Now, anybody can go silver. Anybody and everybody can go silver. But we're talking about truly creating leaders here because that's what we want. We want longevity. We don't want 1 month of a nice paycheck and then it all dwindles away and then it never happens again. We want a paycheck and then it doubles in 2 or 3 months. And then that doubles in 2 to 3 months. And in 6 months, you're making $1,000 a month. Okay. So you want to be picky with who you pour into and the leaders that you are asking to come and do this with you, who you're inviting to come and do this with you. So are they self-motivated? Are they excited? Are they coachable? Are they wanting to learn the things that you are going to show them? If it's somebody who literally isn't going to watch a 2-minute video, a Diamond Doc or something, they don't take the time to do that. They're probably not going to do anything else. They're probably not going to post. So really be confident in how you bring up the business to them and understand like show them how passionate you are about this. And some of the things that I like to do when I get them to share, number one, I say, what is it that excites you? We talked about that. And then number two, like, if you were to share, how would you feel comfortable? So I'll see, like, are they comfortable with sharing on their Facebook, like, public page, in their stories? Meet them where they're comfortable with going. Not everybody's excited to post on their Facebook page. That is okay. If they are comfortable sharing their stories, that is also great. So then we plug them into resources because we don't have to know and be everything for them, right? So you're going to use your resources. Newbies on the rise. Hey, here you go. Here's some stories. Health and Happiness Lounge. Here, take these stories, put them in your stories. Okay. So does anybody else want to add anything or ask questions about that?
I think it's just that one. Sorry, Izzy. That's the second time I did that to you. I'm gonna let you.
No, I was just gonna say that in the Ruby chat, which I can send it in the Goals chat, but Danielle sent a video today of like Christina Williams explaining how to like share the business. And like I thought it was so good. Like she just made it so simple, so easy. It wasn't weird. Like she pretty much like anytime a new VIP customer would join, that was like a whole separate conversation. Like before they got the products, after they joined, she suggested doing like a phone call, like calling them and talking to them, which I can see where that's like a little scary sometimes, but like even sending voice messages and saying like, hey, along with your membership that you just purchased, you also have a referral link, and like talk to them about that. Really like, how would you feel to like get your products paid for? I don't know. I'll send it. It was really good. And also the confidence, like that is so important. People will listen and follow other people that are confident, even if you fake in it. Okay. Like they will follow that confidence. And if you're unsure, you have a whole community of people that you can like run to, but like be confident.
Yes. Megan?
I was gonna add to the self-motivated portion of it. I've had two okay, go potty, baby. I've had two girls now that have wanted to share the business. They were so excited about it, gung ho, and then they just fell off. And it's like at that point, it turned into like me wanting it more than them for them. And those are the kind of people that like you can't continue to pour into them, like Jess said, because you want it more than them, and it's not worth it.
Yep, exactly.
I also have one more thing too. Oh shit, what was it?
I feel like Mean Girls, or not Mean Girls, the bridesmaids when they're passing the microphone. Oh, also me too.
What I was gonna say is also the wording, like when you're talking to people, not saying like, hey, do you want to do the business, or you can sell and you can be an ambassador. Like those are big scary words, and like we want to like avoid saying stuff like that. It's like, you want to be like, do you want to, I always feel like that piques their interest when they're like getting their products paid for. Like, how would you feel if you were able to get your products paid for? And like, that is kind of like and then kind of can dive into that conversation.
Absolutely. I agree. I always tell everybody take out ambassador, selling, upline. Those are icky 90s words. We don't use those. um, and that video that Christina made, I sent it in the gold chat as well, and it was really good. It was 12 minutes, and she makes it very simple. You guys, we overcomplicate it. Okay, we really, really do. We overcomplicate it. It is literally conversations. That is all it is. It's conversations, getting to know the person, building that relationship, and saying, "Hey, let's do this." No, you don't want to? Okay, well, why? Here comes an objection. Handle it. I don't want to be that girl. Okay, so don't. Like it's not hard. And if you're like, "Oh, I just haven't done it enough." Okay, great. Let's fix that. Go do it more. Go have more conversations. You get better at something by doing it over and over and over. So you're going to get those objections and you can do this. Okay. Um, any other questions? Anything anybody want to add on to this? No? Okay. Just remember that you don't find leaders. You create them with time, relationships, and doing all the things and trainings and mindset and all the things. Okay. So is there ever a point where you have followed up too much? So I think this was Megan's question. And okay, my first reaction was until I get blocked. Like but there is a statistic that says you have to do 8 to 12 follow-ups before somebody actually does commit. I can say that by the time I have been ghosted probably 10 times, I'm like, okay, whatever. But that hasn't happened to me yet personally because I'm constantly, even though they're ghosting me and they're not answering my like messages, I am still in their feed. I'm still talking to them in their stories. And like there's this one lady who ghosted me for a long time, but she's always in my stories. She is watching. Like people watch. Even though they're not talking to you, they're still stalking you. So I always continue to follow up. And my other question would be like to that is how are you following up? Um yeah, over 17 follow-ups. That's what Danielle said. It took her 3 years to join, 17 follow-ups. That's crazy. So don't give up. Like it could be the next follow-up that you decide not to do that would have been that one. It would have been better timing. It would have been that time. So when I follow up with somebody, I had this I tell Izzy all the time, like, oh, it's always the GIF. It's always the GIF. It's the Forrest Gump hi waving one because everybody laughs at it. I don't know what it is, but they
Do you
follow
send anything else or just that?
no, I literally am going to show you in this thing where this girl ghosted me twice and I sent it. And but it's just
Yeah.
I think people feel like they know that they're ghosting you. They know it and they feel guilty about it. And until you give me an answer, like until you tell me no, I'm following up. I don't care. You better flat out tell me no. That's it.
Also, that Forrest Gump GIF is the one that I sent to the girl that was it ghosting me message after message, and then she finally responded. So, like, it's true. It's that GIF.
It's the magic icebreaker. The deghoster. Anybody else want to add to this question about this or anything? No?
And sometimes they read it and they're reading it when they're doing something else and they mean to respond but then get sidetracked, and then you finally send that and they're like haha, and then they finally respond. Sometimes it's just because they're reading it when they're busy.
Yep. 100%. I truly agree with that. We're working. Okay. I'll do next question. All right. How do you handle going from quick responses about to check out, then suddenly being ghosted? So I really like this because you can see the transition of conversations. Like we've all seen it. Like somebody messages you, hey, I want to know about Plexus, and they're all gung ho. The conversation is about them, what's best for them. And then you bring up the price point or something. So my question is, what changed? And like I said, it's usually either them checking out because of the price or it's usually the price, right? And what I will say is if when they start to get shorter, I ask something about them, Well, why do you think it's expensive? Or let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Instead of spending $7 at Starbucks every day, $4 on Plexus. Let's talk about that. But, and you guys have to understand, like, we say that and we know that, but not everybody else knows that. Like, I talk to people all the time who literally don't know how to budget. They don't understand that the $7 at Starbucks adds up to over like $150 a month. They don't know that. And people don't know what they don't know. So sometimes we have to be the one to draw that out of them and give them the idea that, oh, so I could take my Starbucks money and put it into Plexus money and feel better. That makes sense. But we know this, but sometimes they don't. Um, and then also, like, when you're following up with them, maybe they're ghosting you. Are you only talking to them? Are you only following up with them and only messaging them when it's convenient for you and when you're trying to sell? So I see this often is like you're only following up because you want to sell them something, because you want them to buy Plexus. Are you following up because it was their birthday? Did you check in on their page and maybe they had something happen in life? We all are going through something. Every single one of us. You may not know it. So you also have to, again, not be weird and be human and check in with those people and say, "Hey, how's it going? Last we chatted, you lost your dog. How are you doing?" Us as moms, we are busy. When does anybody ever ask how you're doing? So remember that. Just be human and don't always just have the intention of selling Plexus. Be kind and remember that somebody on the other side of that screen has a very busy, hectic, crazy life just like you do. Does that help? Anybody want to add to this?
I think too with that, with like when somebody I think that was my question too. But when and I'm asking it because I like, for example, like you just said, I have one girl who I've sent her a card, she's ready to check out, and then she goes to me, and then I stalk her page, and not in like a bad way, but just like if she posts a picture of her family, I'm the first to comment. Like I'm loving all her pictures, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. Everything not business related, and then it gets to a point, and I'm like, okay, but now I don't want to be weird and bring it back up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like now our conversation has gone from chit chat to Plexus, now back to chit chat, and I was like, awkward.
Yeah. Kind of awkward. And I will say, like, sometimes kind of like what Danielle said is I'll go back and say, "Hey, I know I sent you that thing last or the cart last time, and I know it's the holiday season. We are busy doing a million things. Did you have any issues with it?" So anytime I send the cart, my follow-up is always, "Did you have issues with it?" Because
Yeah.
that's an easy one to kind of bring up. And then they'll kind of, most of the time they'll be like, "No, and they'll give you an excuse. And then I can say, "Well, is it a better time now?" Or, "Hey, how about next week?" Or, when is a good time? Does that make sense? Anybody want to
Sorry,
add?
I'm squeaking her toy.
Oh, hi. Okay, next question. Sharing just your link and allowing people to shop by themselves. So personally, I don't do this because I was talking to the lady that called me today, my friend. We were talking and she said she was on the site and she said it's just too much. So that's the thing is that we are supposed to be the person that knows what we're talking about. And somebody goes onto our site and there is, guys, we have amazing products. All of them are amazing and anybody could benefit from them. But somebody who is on high blood pressure medication probably doesn't need Metaburn. And they're probably like, "Oh, Metaburn." I feel like every single person who doesn't need something, it's like they're drawn to that product that they should not be taking. I'm just like, so no, we're supposed to be the people that help them. And also that builds that relationship. So I never send a link. And I actually brought this up in a conversation I'm going to show you guys. So they have no idea what they're doing, and if somebody asks, "Hey, I wanna see your link," and what I say is, I'm gonna be that weirdo and just ask what you want because there is an overwhelming amount of information. I would rather make sure you know what you're getting and focus on the things that could help you, rather than because personally, if I go to a website, I get overwhelmed. I'm just gonna turn off my computer and say, "Nope, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm overwhelmed. I'm done." Anybody else wanna add to this or ask questions about it? No? Okay, next. All right. How do you find your leaders? You don't find them, you make them. with time, consistency, effort, building the relationship, all the things. It takes months and months and months, and not, if not years, to build leaders. But when you build those people, they're going to stick around with you, hopefully forever. Because like with you guys, it's not something that you guys woke up one day and said, I'm going to join Jess, or I'm going to join Izzy, I'm going to join Megan, and I'm just going to be really good at this. No, I mean, I wish it happened that way, but it just doesn't. It takes so much time of pouring into people, building the relationship. Like I talk to you guys all day long, answering your questions, sending voice messages and all the things. And it's just a process. So just understand that if you want leaders, congratulations, we all do, but it takes time and effort and a lot of learning and a lot of failing. So we're all in the same boat. There's no quick fix to building leaders at all. Okay, and why am I not getting engagement on my posts? So, engagement is truly just influence. I would say look at your social media and see, number one, are you engaging with others? Because that helps your algorithm. How long have you been doing this? Like, I know a lot of people who start doing this and then they just start sharing for like a month and they're like, oh my gosh, I just started doing this and I'm not getting any engagement. I'm not getting posts and likes and whatever. And you go and ask them, like, how long have you been doing this? And, you know, what did you do before? Nothing. So it takes a lot of time. You have to build the trust of people. You have to build your influence. And I really like social media. I did not like it before, but now I really do like it. And also understand that when you influence people, you also are either building or ruining your credibility. Every single day you have a choice. When you come to my page, you're not going to see negativity. You are not going to see me complaining about life. You are not going to see me putting my problems out on social media. And if I do, I'm probably joking about it. Like the other day when I punched myself in the face and I scratched my nose. So like it happens, but the way that you build influence, like does somebody want to come to your page? Are they only seeing you sharing negativity? Are you only sharing the bad things in your life? Like are you a complainer? Are you pouring good things into somebody else's scroll? Or are you pouring in, you know, the good stuff? So pick and choose what your influence is because it really does matter if people continue to follow you, they continue to find your stuff, and they continue to look up to you. Anybody else want to add to this? No.
Also, be super real. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
trying
go
to
ahead.
pivot over.
You're good.
Be super real in your stories, and like you'll see my kids in them. You'll see them screaming and the dog licking my face. Like, just be 100% you when you're posting. Even and we say it all the time. It's Facebook, so show your face, but show your face, show your kids, show your family, show your dog. It doesn't matter. Just be true to you. Don't just post to post. Be, you know, authentic with it as well.
Absolutely. And there's a TikTok trend going around where people are not like they're boycotting the Hollywood people and not liking their posts and not giving them millions of thousands of comments and likes anymore. They want to see real people in real life and living like authentically, like us. They want normal people. That's what people want. That's what other moms want. They want to be relatable to people like us. So go be relatable positively.
Yeah, and I did I kind of like I went on and gave my testimony on Tuesday night to another Plexus team, and they had some like information about social media, Instagram mainly, which I don't have Instagram, so it didn't really portray to me, but she did have some really good points, and I will put them in the group chat. And then I think she's doing like 12 days of Christmas, but like doing a like it with social media. So I'll tag a bunch of you guys or put the page into the team chat so that way you guys can go on and like follow. She is through Plexus. I think Jordan, I can't remember what her last name is, but Jordan is her first name, and she is she's like what is it?
Roddenberry?
Maybe.
Mhm.
I don't know. She's a really young girl. She started in college, like 19 years old, starting doing Plexus and like built up her business. But I don't know, she's got like I think like 100,000 followers. I don't know. She's got a huge following, and
awesome.
she mainly does Instagram. So she was talking about all this stuff on Instagram, and I was like, I have no clue what you're talking about because I don't have it, but it's really good information. So I'll pass it along to everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, we can all improve and do better. Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about conversations. So the first one is Izzy's example, which is the one that we talked about earlier. She was like, Jess, can you help me? I am going through the conversation and I'm giving her options, and she literally like, this is so long, and she can laugh at it. Because I was like, this is too much. I literally said too much. I did not read it. And I said, I'm not even reading this, laughing my ass off. And she was like, well, damn. So literally that is how the conversation went. I said, this is way too much. So whenever you are messaging somebody, number one, voice message, you're going to hear me say it over and over and over, voice message, because you can't hear my excitement and my happiness in a text. You can't. And when somebody messages me about Plexus, I get so giddy still. So I want them to hear my happiness and excitement because it's contagious. It's contagious. It's fun. So I just told her, I was like, let's break this up into parts. Like, okay, number one, we're going to be confident and say you need triplex or like triplex and trim. And this is what it is. You get 3 products or this, which option is best for you? Like basically we're pulling it apart and sending it a voice message and using resources. So graphics. So it that way they have a visual, because people respond better to pictures. It's a sciencey fact. So use your resources, use your voice messages, and don't send novels. And Izzy, did she ever like respond back to you? How did this go? I don't remember who it was.
I don't think she did. And okay, in my defense, I like to make sure everybody has the information on like what they're getting. Like this is supplements they're putting into their body. So I'm like, I gotta like share with them what it is they're getting. And that's fine. Just don't type it out. Just send it in a voice message.
Yes.
Like you can share with them that stuff, but just put it in a voice message. I ended up following up with this one. It was like there was a couple people that I sent options to, and it was long as hell. And I think each one I followed up with, and I sent her a voice message, and I was like, hey, like I looked back at the message I sent you, and I realized it was so long. I wouldn't even be upset if you didn't read it. But like, I said something else, like if you want me to like go over what each thing does in a voice message, like let me know. And she was honest. She was like, yeah, I didn't read that. I'm like, I get it. It's fine. And like the one girl, I was like, same thing. I just pretty much followed back up with them and said, my bad. I didn't mean to do that. And if you don't feel like reading it, that's fine. I can send it in a voice message instead. So yeah, it's okay.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's the one I copied. That's one of the ones that you sent me that I copied and used. So
Because
great.
they've gotten longer. Because they used to not be this long, but now
Now you
that
know
I
more.
I was gonna say you know more, so you're starting to add more.
exactly. That's the problem. Like now that I know more and I understand each product, I share more. Because before it was just like triplex, it comes with Slam, BioCleanse, and the probiotic, and that was it. But now that I know the details of it all, I send more information. So like the one I sent you, Megan, was kind of short compared to this one. But I do send pictures. Like I always send, like when I send it, I'd send the 2 pictures of like what each one is. But like, yeah, I'll do that.
It's true.
The
When
other
we know more, we say more. I get it.
Right. And then also like it's nice for them to, because these are people that I don't know who they are. Like I just posted something in like a mom's group around here, and I had people reach out. So I don't know them. So it's nice for them to like hear my voice, and it's nice for them to like hear what I'm saying, how I'm talking, like I'm a cool girl, like, and it's nice for them to like see my personality instead of them just thinking I'm messaging them to like, now granted, they liked my post, so like, what the fuck I'm doing, but they still get to know me. And I feel like that's the same way with everybody you're talking to. I feel like it doesn't even matter if you know the person in real life and already have a relationship. It's nice for them to hear how you are saying it and like what you're saying. And like, it just, I don't know, it just feels better.
Yep. I agree. I concur.
Also something I'll always do if that becomes an issue, I'm always like, oh, I'm so sorry I got diarrhea of the mouth. I just am so excited that you're interested in this because I love these products. And show your if you're not going through a voice memo, then and you're typing it all out and it's a paragraph. Hold on, baby, hold on. Then that's when you can, go on about, I'm just so excited, and it's hard to tell in text, but I'm so excited I got diarrhea of the mouth. And sometimes, most of the time, they laugh about it.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you be human and let them know, like, oh, crap, sorry, I got it a little excited, a little carried away. I apologize, and bring it back. It's okay. Okay, so this next conversation is one with a dream teamer. This is a girl who I have watched for several years, and she actually reached out to me, and I loved the way that she reached out to me. She said, "Good morning. Can you give me basic rundown of Plexus journey, like real raw, non-salesy, shoot me straight how it all works?" I was like, "Yes, I'd love to. Can I send a voice message?" So obviously, I'm not sending a novel. I didn't diarrhea the mouth. I did, obviously, this was like not the first message. The first voice message was not 5 minutes. It was like 3 minutes, and I asked her questions. I was like, "Well, tell me what it is." We never chatted before this. I don't even know how we became friends. I think she lives in Georgia. So, but she's always been a dream teamer of mine. So then she asked for the link. I said, "I'm going to be the weirdo and only send you certain things." So she said, "That's totally fine." So I narrowed it down. I said, "What is it that you want to work on?" She wanted to focus on gut health. She's a photographer on the side. She's a mom. She eventually wants to stay home. She eventually wants to turn this into a business as long as it, fits her needs and all things. So I provided some resources. And then she got busy, and then she ghosted me. So here's the infamous, those GIFs twice. I sent her samples. So that's my favorite, is when you send samples and they ghost you. But she's a photographer. I know she's busy. So she ghosted me twice. I did not take it personal. I kept following up. So we've been talking since October. Okay. I did not get emotionally attached. I was human, and I knew she was trying the samples. And so I'm going to follow up again. But literally, that's what she said. She goes, "I've been so busy. I've been losing messages. So don't take it personal. Just remember to follow up, because we're all busy, especially this time of year." So I was human, sent voice messages, used the resources, and kept following up. All right, let's talk about mindset. Any questions about that last conversation I just had? No? Okay. All right, mindset. We're going to talk about we're going to make this quick. I'm so sorry, but these are really good things that we're talking about. Confidence, your delivery, how are you showing up, and do you believe in your own words? Like I said, confidence is everything. In the way that you have confidence, it's a muscle. You grow it, and how you get better is by doing it over and over and over. It's like progressive overload. If you want to get a bigger muscle in your biceps, your butt, whatever, you continue to lift heavier and heavier and heavier. And each time that you go back to that weight, it gets easier. So then you go up on your weights. It's the same thing. Like, you just keep doing it over and over and over, and you get better at it. And your delivery, are you confident in your delivery? Are you being so excited when you're talking to people that it's contagious for them as well? And then, how are you showing up in your business? Is this a hobby? Is this full time for you? Is this a real job? Because I can tell you it shows. I challenge you to go and look at your social media. Does it look like a hobby, or does it look like a business? Because if it looks like a hobby, it's going to pay like a hobby. If it looks like a business, it's going to pay like a business. I challenge you to go and look at your social media, your conversations, and go and compare them to somebody that you find is successful. It does not have to be me. It doesn't have to be any of us. It can be somebody else. You're one of your favorite jewels. Go and compare. Now, I'm not saying comparing their lifestyle, but comparing how they're sharing Plexus, because we all live a different lifestyle and do not compare. But how are they sharing differently than you? Why is it working for them? Maybe why is it going a little differently? And do you believe your own words? When you're telling people about Plexus, are you as excited as you say you are? It's just something to ponder on. And some mindset things. I'm almost done, I promise. So, a belief. No one wants to join me. So I've heard people say this. No one wants to join me. The things that we say out loud, it comes true. it really comes true and it makes a big difference in your life and what you speak into existence. So instead of saying that, say they'll join me when they are ready. Everybody's timing is so different. So what are you speaking into existence? So stop saying no one wants to join me, because when you say that, it becomes true. Another one is no one wants to do this business with me. If you believe this, you are right. When you say these things, you convince your brain that this is true, that no one wants to do this business with you. But instead, you say, I will find my people. I will find those people who want to do the business with me. So what are you speaking into existence? And lastly, I was listening to that video that I sent you guys earlier today, and I really liked what he said. He says, when you take responsibility, you take power. When you take power, you take action. And when you take action, you win. And winning is a mindset. When you take ownership, it looks like I'm responsible for where I'm going and where I'm headed. Failure is a reason for growth. I'll repeat that. Failure is a reason for growth. If you are not where you want to be yet, if you did not hit a goal that you want, if you aren't, every single person here, myself included, we have all failed. We have not hit a goal that we want. That means that you have to grow. In order to grow, you show up for Zooms, you go and learn something, you find the motivation, and you continue to show up through the failure. So I think that's it. I'll shut up now. Let's click stop share. All right. Any questions, comments, anything that you guys want to talk about before we hop off?
Can I add something to that?
Go for it.
So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and she's just a stay-at-home mom. She works for a boutique. I've sent her a couple times in our group, but she said something that really like struck out to me, and it's basically like about the people that surround you, like especially like your family, and not necessarily your family, but like friends that like always are in the back of your mind saying like, oh no, I'll never do that. She basically said, they can't support you in public because of the things that they say about you in private.
Yes.
And it really struck out to me because I'm like, there's a bunch of people who sit at my table who talk non-stop crap about Plexus, but behind closed doors, they're the ones who are messaging me saying like, oh, what do I need to do? How can I, get started, this and that. But then they never get started. And it's because they're still at that table saying those negative things about you and your business, and truly jealous.
Mm-hmm. And it's the same exact thing goes to would never take advice from somebody that you would never switch lives with. I'm never going to listen to somebody who is not living the lifestyle that I want. Like if you're sitting around smoking and not exercising and always broke, and like I'm not taking advice from you. Whatever your opinion is, great. It's not a fact. So just remember that. Thank you. All right. Anything else? No, I'm gonna click stop.